everyone, it's Stacy from Alluring Wreath Designs, and today I'm coming to you from my kitchen. No, we're not going to be baking anything today, but I am going to show you how to make these really cute ornaments for your tree. They're going to be marbled glass ornaments. I believe that you can also do this with plastic, but it's something that you can do with your kids and maybe start a new tradition and do them every year, make new ones with different colors. So what we're going to be making, and I made these last year, these marbled ornaments. This one was made with black, white, and red, and we just marbled them together. Here's another one. Okay, and then several years ago, I made these. This one was made with burgundy, a cream color, and also gold. And these colors really worked well together. Here's another example of that one. And I've had these for years. So today, I'm gonna make some using the traditional red, green, and white. And what we use for this are simple. We can get these ornaments from Hobby Lobby, the clear glass craft ornaments. They're only $7 for 4, but if you get them at Christmas time at 50% off, you're looking at $3.50. You're also gonna need some styrofoam cups, and make sure that they're big enough and also small enough where you can put your ornament into them so that it'll drip. So here is the glass ornament. First thing you want to do is carefully pull off the topper and just set that aside. We'll have to clean this, and it's real simple. Just use a little bit of dish soap. Pour it in, just a real tiny bit, not much at all. And you want to use some warm water. Just put a little water in, cover it with your finger, and shake it gently. And this will take off any of the oils or anything that's inside. That way your paints will combine properly. If you're using the glass ornaments with your children, make sure that you supervise them. This is the most tedious part of the process. You have to make sure that you get all of the soap out of the ball. So it just takes a few rinses, swirl it around, make sure you're not getting any more bubbles from the soap. And you'll just want to dry off the outside. Now this is where patience comes in. You have to let these sit for a few hours to let the water drain out from inside because you want them completely dry. So go ahead and use one of your styrofoam cups, turn it straight upside down, and let them sit for a few hours. So we'll just set that one aside. I have 3 others that I've already cleaned and are ready to go. I'll go ahead and show you this one I started about 5 days ago, so it's been dripping. You see inside the cup, that's the paint that drips out. So these have to dry, and you have to let them sit for about 5 days or so in order for all this paint to kind of do its thing and marbleize. All the excess needs to drip out, okay? So once you get it the way you want it, you just let it sit until it dries. This one, let's check and see. You'll have all these little pieces that are dripping at the tip of the opening. It looks like it's still a little wet, but I think we can work with this. So once it's done, then you can get your top. And carefully put it back together. And there you go. So how we're gonna do this, we'll start off with a clean glass globe. You want to make sure that your paints are combined. Go ahead and shake those up a little bit. And I think the best way to do it is to kind of drip it in. Not in a big clump at the bottom, but to drip it kind of at an angle. And this will give you more design as it's starting to move around and dry. So see how I put that in? It's just kind of dribbled in. And I'll quickly go ahead and put the green and do the same thing. Just kind of move it around a little bit so that it's randomly dripping all over. Okay, see that? And I'll go ahead and put in the white. You want to make sure that you use a light color because you don't want it to turn into mud. So you got to have a lighter color in there. A light pink, a yellow, white of course, beige, some colors that are going to cause contrast. And then you just kind of start rotating it and letting it kind of drip all through inside. This is kind of the fun part. You get to push it where you want it to go. And we'll just start off with a little bit. We can always add more, which we will do. You don't want to shake these up because it will cause all of your paints to combine together and you'll end up with mud. So always let it just kind of slowly drip inside. And you can watch all the swirls move around in there. We'll go ahead and add some more. Just alternate your colors. Use about the same amount of each one. So that's what it's looking like inside. This is the outside. So now we'll just kind of let it roll. This one I started yesterday, last night. You can see the bottom is still not really moving too much, but the rest of it has really started to drip inside. This will drip as well. That's why it takes a few days to let it dry and let it move. start adding some more. And again, I like to do just little drips of paint. I think it makes the marbling look prettier than if we just put in globs of paint at one time. Then you'll end up with all red or all green or just like one color on the bottom. Whereas if you do it this way, then you'll have a nice combination of colors in there. You can make these any color you want. I suggest you just stay with 3 different colors. And again, make sure one of them is a light color. You definitely want colors that will contrast and work off of each other. See, it's really starting to swirl together. If you're trying to get the paint to get into a little small, like there's a little small triangle right here that doesn't have a paint on it, you can just lightly tap that spot to get the paint to move that direction. And you gotta be careful too, because this is starting to drip on the outside, just because we're trying to get it all to move towards the top now. So make sure you've got some paper towels or some newspaper down. You don't want this to drop on your cabinet or your floor. if you're waiting for it to get to a certain spot and it's going kind of slow, you can always just set it on an angle in your cup and walk away for a minute if you need to. You may have to add just a little bit more paint to it. We'll just let it sit for a second and see what happens. So this is what's going to happen when you get it to the end. These little stalactites that are hanging out, you will just pull those off, wipe them off. And then add the cap right back onto it. And there we go, there's another finished one. You can always put a little bow on the top if you'd like. I think we'll add just a little more paint to this one. There's just one section that's not got paint on it yet. So I'm just gonna kind of aim in that direction with my paint. And now I'm just gonna lay the ball on that side and see if I can drive the paint that way. And you'll probably want to do this project in your kitchen or outside, somewhere where you have access to water in case something happens. I'm just going to turn it a little bit and set it back down. So I don't know if you can tell, but the glass that I used for the black, red, and white ornaments had an iridescent shine to it. So it looks a little bit like a mirror reflection, whereas the ones that I used for the burgundy, gold, and cream were just a straight clear glass, which is also what I used for the ones that we're making now, just a straight clear glass. So I don't know if you can see the difference. It may look like the black, red, and white one is a little bit shinier. Okay, that's covering nicely. We just have one little spot left, so I'm gonna aim that down. See if we can drive the paint that way. And I think we used plenty of paint, so I'll go ahead and put these away. These paints are only about 79 cents at Hobby Lobby. You can get them at Michael's as well. So it's a relatively inexpensive project that you can do. Almost there. Okay, it's all finished inside. So everything is covered. Now we just want to turn it upside down and let it drip into our cup. And make sure you let it sit left alone for about 5 days. It may depend on how much paint you've used for it to dry. Just gonna wipe off the edge. Okay, and there it is. This is what it looks like now, but this isn't what it's gonna look like when it's finished. So make sure you just turn it straight upside down into your drip cup. And then after a day or so, it'll start to look like this one. Okay, and when it's all done, you'll have these really pretty marbleized ornaments for your tree. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Make sure you like and comment. Let me know how your ornaments turned out. I really would like to know how everything's going. So thank you for watching, and again, subscribe to my channel so that you can keep up to date on any other projects that we're listing. Bye guys.